Welcome to the breakdown recorded May 26, 2020. This is the show where I break down some of the biggest stories happening around the world that you may not have heard of and give you my opinion on them. Now, this is my opinion. If you want to learn more about these stories, check out the show notes down below. I'll put a link to each story there so you can read about them for yourself and let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Now, if you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it because it lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here, and hopefully we can help you find some stories you didn't know about. I appreciate your support. Now, a quick update. A lot of people have been asking when the move is happening because we're still in the temporary outdoor studio. About a week from now, we'll be heading out, so bear with me for a little over a week, and then we'll be moving into the new studio before you know it. So hang in here. This will all be over very soon. But let's get into it, starting off with some deals. Amazon has, for one, put back their deal section. For a while, when everything was happening, Amazon pulled their deals off the top of the website, that little deal tab where it would show you all the deals happening. It's now back. May have been back for a month for all I know, but I know it was gone for a little while. But now you can go and find a ton of Amazon deals all in one spot, as Amazon seems to have caught up the demand for all the shipping. But I was looking at getting some smart plugs for the new home to have some lights and fans put onto a smart control. And Amazon has right now the TP-Link smart plugs, the ones I already own and I love to control a fan in my office and that kind of stuff, on sale for a 2-pack for $19.99. Now, this is the same price as a 1-pack right now, so it's basically buy one, get one free of the smart plugs, which allow you to link it to a smart home assistant, and you can use your voice then to turn them on and off and do all kinds of stuff. Absolutely love these. Check them out. Link in the show notes down below. All right, first story up of the day. Amazon has really been struggling a lot with complaints about their response to the big pandemic and testing of employees and more. And Amazon has now launched an initiative to improve COVID-19 testing through the Amazon design team. The people who are behind many of Amazon's greatest technology improvements and products are now working to help improve testing in an effort to try to not only do it for themselves and have better testing within Amazon, but in general. Amazon is definitely seeing this as an opportunity to A, maybe expand into a new area, and B, they seem to definitely want to be finding ways to do the testing better so they can get the economy open faster, because that in the end will be better for them. It'll be very interesting. You know, I wish them the best. You know, no matter what you may think of Amazon, anything in my opinion that will improve testing and improve people's confidence to feel more safe is a good thing. So hopefully they're very successful. Amazon is currently trying to expand their team with people with experience in this field to develop better products, maybe faster testing, maybe larger output. You know, one of the problems we've had is testing sometimes can be fast, but then the number of tests you can run is slower, or it can be slow, but you can push a lot more tests through. And that seems to be what Amazon's trying to work on addressing, trying to make it fast and be able to do a large number of people at the same time. 15-minute test is great, but if you have to wait 15 minutes between each person you can test, that's not very effective. The slower ones, where you ship them all off to a factory, or to a lab, I should say, and run a bunch at once, is great, but that means the time it takes to get the results back is a lot slower. So hopefully Amazon has some success there and is able to address those issues. And that seems to be what Amazon is working on right now. If you want to learn more about that, check out the show notes down below. All right, are you using less cash? It turns out that Americans may be ditching cash over fear of having to hand you money and get money that you touched back. Square, which is a credit card processing company, but also has terminals that are very popular in places like coffee shops and small stores where they can also track cash and more, says in early March, cash payments at coffee shops dropped to just 2%. Of all sales being processed through their Square coffee shop terminals, only 2% of them were cash. So I want to know, are you spending less with cash, or is it something else? I know when this all happened, my wife and I took out a couple $100. We're kind of like, I don't know if we're going to need cash, but we're going to just sit on our cash. We used our cards because we're like, well, what happens if something happens and we're unable to use our credit cards? We will at least have some cash on hand. And I don't know, maybe that's what happened. Maybe my wife and I were an example of a lot of other people who took out a bunch of money and kind of sat on it just in case they may need it with everything going kind of weird in the world. Let me know, are you using less cash? Check out the story down below if you want to learn more about Square's plans there. All right, moving on to the NBA. Right now, the NBA is in talks to move their final NBA test, or end of the NBA current season, to Walt Disney World. They have a huge sports complex there. You've probably seen it. They do a lot of competitions and different things there. Well, they have the ability to kind of bring all the NBA teams in one spot, sequester them for a month or so, and maybe do an abbreviated version of the NBA playoffs and national championships so they can still crown a 2020 NBA champion. Now, it'll be very interesting to see what happens. NBA has been very clear. They want to make sure everybody's safe. They don't want to be separating a bunch of people from their family members. So it sounds like they may say, hey, if you're an NBA player, let's take your whole family to Disney World. We'll put you up in the facilities. We'll do it. No crowds. And maybe we'll just have TV coverage. Now, the NBA is a business in the end. They want to get money. But they've also, I don't think they've ever not had a champion that year. So it'll be interesting. They seem to really want to complete the season, get ready for the next season, and more. So let me know, do you think the NBA should complete it? What do you think of their plans to say, hey, let's take the players, let's take their families, let's all test them, give everybody a test, isolate them, and do it in one spot, finish off, and when the teams fall out or win, then everybody can go back home like they would normally. So let me know. I'd love to know what you think. I don't think it's a bad idea. Get back to some normalcy. The idea that, hey, we can test everybody. We can, control the environment. If instead of people are traveling from Chicago to Salt Lake City or New York down to Miami for a game, we're just going to have everybody in one spot and we can play all the games at once. Let me know what you think. All right. If you're a fan of space and astronomy, as I am, one interesting thing happened this week. 90 years ago, I think it was yesterday, don't count me on the exact date, but 90 years ago, this week, the planet Pluto, which is now considered a dwarf planet, but at the time it was considered a full-blown planet, got its name of Pluto. It's hard to believe it's only been 90 years since we even knew the body we call Pluto exists. And yes, it will bring up that argument, is Pluto a planet or is Pluto a dwarf planet? I don't know, do you care? To me, it's just interesting as can be. It's a fascinating object in space. Whether it's a full-blown planet or a dwarf planet, I don't care. I just find it very fascinating. Let me know what you think. All right, so are you getting cabin fever? I know my daughter is. I think I am too, I won't lie. Well, Vegas is hoping you have enough cabin fever to head out to Vegas and enjoy the casinos. And they have announced that they will be reopening some casinos with limitations and all kinds of changes on June 4th. So about a week from right now, you will be able to go to Vegas and start gambling again with added protections, barriers. Probably most of us seen those pictures now of plastic barriers between you and the dealers and more things. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Will buffets come back? Buffets a big staple of Vegas. Though honestly, after going to Vegas, I've been less than impressed with some of the buffets, so it may not be a great loss not to have them. But let me know. Now, I do know that Vegas has been hit very hard. One of the big things on this channel I used to do were hotel room tours. As I would travel for business, I would review hotel rooms, post them online. And especially the ones like Vegas and Disney World and different places was doing very well. And then when the lockdowns happened, it went like this. And then just kind of been crawling along. In recent weeks, I've just seen a tiny tick up a little bit. And it seems like many people are ready to get out of the house and go do stuff. So I want to know, would you feel comfortable going back to Vegas? What would make you feel comfortable enough to go back if you're not comfortable? Or are you like me, like, yeah, Vegas isn't a big deal. I always went there for business, had to go there 2 to 3 times a year for many years. And honestly, I never was like, oh my, I want to go to Vegas just to go to Vegas to have a vacation. Just kind of wasn't my thing. It wasn't something that I was jumping up and down about, all excited. Maybe it's just because I went there so often for work. I don't know. Let me know. Are you a Vegas fan or not? All right. If you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of space travel. I really am excited about the possibilities of mining asteroids, for example, for minerals and materials we need here. But one of the things I'm excited about is the fact that SpaceX is going to launch astronauts into space from American soil tomorrow. Yes, NASA and SpaceX have given the official go. It will be launching tomorrow, and you be sure on Thursday when I'm back, I'll be giving you my opinions on it. I wish everybody at SpaceX and NASA safe travel, and if you want to watch it, it's going to be streamed live all over the place, so check that out. I'm very excited about it. Let me know, are you a fan of space? Could you care less? I think it's awfully exciting. A new frontier, a new place to explore, and hopefully a new place to better ourselves. All right, if you're a football fan, you may have been dismayed to learn that the XFL became a victim of the virus, unable to finish its first season, unable to draw the crowds and pay the players and pay off its debts as it had planned. It declared bankruptcy. Well, now there are reports that Vince McMahon, the original founder of it, is looking to buy the XFL back from the company that owns it right now. Many times when you're a business owner, you are just an employee of the company that you run. Well, this is a little trade-off thing that some companies do during bankruptcy, and it seems like the XFL may not be as dead as people thought. It was very unfortunate, bad timing. XFL was actually having some decent ratings and doing pretty well. Now, it wasn't NFL numbers, nowhere near it, but as with all new leagues, you got to start small and build, and there was promise of good quality football, so maybe even some expansion teams next year before the virus came in and just decimated its ability to be profitable. Well, now it looks like they may be coming back. So fingers crossed. Hopefully they do. I really hope they're successful. I would love some spring football. Nothing like being up in a cold weather state where I'm going again and having no football to watch. So I really hope that they can get a spring league. I'd love to see that. All right. If you're thinking you're too old to get on YouTube or maybe too old to be a gamer, well, this 90-year-old gaming grandma, as she's called, would like to prove you wrong. This 90-year-old gaming grandma, from Japan is known as the world's oldest streaming YouTuber gamer. She streams herself playing video games on YouTube and apparently has a huge, massive following. So if you think you're too old to maybe play video games, or you're too old to stream on YouTube or Twitch or wherever it may be, maybe you're not, because this 90-year-old grandma has a huge fan base. So check her out, link in the show notes down below. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic day. I hope you're all doing really well and being safe. I think we'll be trying to, right now, for a little bit, the schedule is still going to be a little irregular, but I'm going to try to get a couple of these out a week. I can't wait for the truck to come early next week, pick up all our stuff, move up to Michigan, get this down so I can get into a normal routine with these videos and produce more content. I have a lot of things in the works. We may be filling some of the gaps next week with other videos. I'll probably try to do one last live show from this home, maybe this weekend. So stay tuned to my Twitter account. Check that out in the show notes, LukeBK at Twitter. Link it in the show notes. Follow me there for dates and times for our next live show. Well, I hope you all have a fantastic week. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day. Hope you all remembered the true meaning behind it, as my wife is has been active duty, is in the Army right now. That always weighs very heavily on us as people we know this day honors. So hope you all had a great one. Hope you also remembered the meaning behind it. So I hope you all take care. I'll talk to you very soon. Be safe, everybody. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. I'll see you real soon.